What would you do with an extra 55 days a year? That is a lot of holiday that you could be taking. A study in 2015 found that on average, we are procrastinating 218 minutes a day. That works out to 25 hours a week or 55 days over a whole year. I mean, that is so much time. I would love to be given an extra 55 days. I mean, maybe not in 2020. Just think what you could do with an extra 55 days. I recently read the book Master Your Focus by Thibaut Meurisse. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's all about how we can cut procrastination from our lives and focus on the things that really matter, which gives us more time to do the things that we really love and have purpose in our lives. This book was an absolute game changer for me. I've been telling all my friends and family about it, and in this video I'm going to be telling you the 3 main takeaways that I got from this book. If you're new to my channel, then welcome. My name's Sarah. I'm a junior doctor in the UK. I make videos all about my life as a doctor and what I get up to in my free time. If you're subscribed to my newsletter, then you probably know that I'm a bit of a bookworm and I often talk about the books that I've been reading recently and what I've enjoyed about them. If you're not subscribed to my newsletter, have a look in the description box below and you can join up there. I would absolutely love for you guys to comment down below similar books that you've enjoyed. I will definitely give them a read and we can start the conversation in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. I would recommend reading this book if you're someone who procrastinates, if you're someone who has perfectionist tendencies, or if you are someone who finds yourself flitting from goal to goal, never quite finishing projects, not being sure if you've actually reached your full potential in life. Meurisse talks about shiny object syndrome, so jumping from one thing to the next, getting enticed by the next goal, the next new thing, the next new project. I am definitely someone who can relate to that. So the first thing that I learned from this book was to be consistent and be persistent with your goals. A quote that I absolutely love from this book is, "Focus acts like an axe. If you try to cut down a tree by hitting it in thousands of different spots, you'll never succeed. But when you focus and hit the same spot over and over, you can cut down even the biggest tree. With laser sharp focus, you can achieve almost anything you desire." I love this quote. I really love that visual of hitting the tree in different places and wondering why it's not falling versus hitting it in the same place over and over again. So if you're someone who has a tendency to flit from project to project, then you will get a lot from this book. Any of you who've read James Clear's Atomic Habits, which is another book that I absolutely love, this will definitely be included in the book series. You'll be aware of the idea of compounding effects of habits. So for example, you've got 2 people who are studying. The first person is studying for 1 hour a day. The second person is studying for 3 hours a day. At the start, they have the same baseline. As time goes on, you have a bigger and bigger difference in the number of hours that those people have studied. So on day 1, there's a difference of 2 hours. On day 2, there's a difference of 4 hours. On day 3, there's a difference of 6 hours, and on and on and on. And that gap just grows and grows, and that is the idea of compounding habits. An example that's given in Master Your Focus is Michael Phelps. He didn't miss a day of swimming from the age of 12 until the age of 18. I love this quote. Often it's not the smartest person who achieves the best results, it's the most focused one. The second key point I got from this book is to be proactive rather than reactive. There's a really heavy focus in this book about planning ahead and thinking about what you actually want from life and reverse engineering how to get from point A to point B. I have had so many times in the past where I've been reactive rather than proactive. Reactive being that you are just fighting fires and dealing with the situation in front of you rather than moving back from the woods, taking a big long-term picture of everything that you want to achieve and then zooming in and actually focusing on the minutiae. I have linked this book down in the description box below. I would highly recommend either downloading it onto your Kindle or buying the actual paperback rather than listening to it on Audible. The reason I say that is because it comes with an action guide, and I found it so useful to actually go through and do the exercises. And honestly guys, you will get a lot out of this book if you do the action points. It actually guides you through planning ahead, thinking about your longest term goals, your medium term goals, and then breaking it down into short term goals and how to actually action those. Listen to this quote. What happens when you lack focus? You become the slave of time. Everything seems to go faster and you end up merely reacting to your environment. In short, you have little sense of control, which is due to a lack of short-term focus. This is everything. When you look at the longer term goals and then break them down some more, you know exactly what you need to do to move yourself forward each and every day. You don't wake up on a day thinking, what do I have to do today? You know, because you've planned it and you are ready. This has really helped me stop procrastinating because I'm so excited about my goals. I feel like I've got a clear vision. I know exactly where I'm going. He talks about results goals, which are based on your long-term vision and what you want to achieve, and process goals that dictate how you actually do that and what you should focus on daily. For example, a results goal could be that you want to achieve a particular grade in a subject. And the process goal would be, I need to study for X number of hours a day. I've definitely had so many days where I've just lost the day to running errands and just kind of firefighting all the things in front of me rather than thinking about how I approach the day to get me one step closer to my longer term goals. The third key takeaway that I got from this book was that focus requires resilience. When you aren't achieving the results that you want from your life, you have to dig deep to work out why exactly, what's going wrong and why. Are you procrastinating? Are you giving up early? This part of the book really struck a chord with me. Sometimes you would rather give up prematurely than go all the way and fail. Why? It's because you're afraid to discover you aren't as good as you imagined. As long as you refuse to give your best, you don't need to find out the truth about yourself. You can tell yourself the program isn't working out, or that if you really wanted to, you could have achieved your goals. Oh, that hit me hard. I remember this exact thought process going on with me when I was doing my A levels. I don't know if you know this, but in my first module of my AS levels for maths, your girl got a U. And I actually remember getting to about halfway through the term and just completely mentally giving up because I thought, oh, you know, I haven't tried, so therefore I'm not going to try now, because if I actually put some effort in now, it's going to make me feel really bad if I get a bad result. Whereas if I just don't bother trying and I get a bad result, I'm not going to feel so bad. But opening that U was a wake-up call and made me realise I needed to sort my life out and get some work done. For those of us that procrastinate and waste those 55 days a year, there are some amazing points in the book about procrastination. Here's what Thibaut Meurisse has to say about procrastinating. Procrastinating. This is the lowest level of non-productivity. You usually procrastinate due to the following. The first one is fear. You're afraid of not doing well enough, you're afraid of being rejected, or you're afraid of the unknown. This is a huge one. Thinking about people who are wanting to do a big career change, for example, being scared of the unknown, fear of being rejected. I think all of my perfectionist friends out there can definitely relate to this point. The second reason he says that we procrastinate is due to lack of clarity. You don't exactly know what you need to be doing to make progress, and so you feel stuck. And the book gives you a really good guideline on how you can actually overcome that and how you can make progress. Third reason we procrastinate is lack of motivation. Don't have a clear vision, and therefore you don't want to actually get up and do the tasks that will move you forward towards your goal. And this comes back to thinking in the long term, working out what it is that you want, or what it is that you want from a particular goal. Having a really clear vision of the positive outcome you'll get if you work towards something is a great motivator. When I was in med school and struggling to find the motivation to keep studying on and on and on, I remember trying to motivate myself by imagining opening my med school exam results and seeing that I had passed and that I was about to become a doctor. And that was a great motivator for me. Just remembering that end goal and what it's all about is so powerful. The fourth reason he says we procrastinate is lack of energy. Boy, can I relate to this one. Being tired is like a hobby for me, and I think for most doctors and medical students you can relate. A lot of this comes down to time management and making sure we get plenty of rest and recovery from our busy schedules, and that we're not just working on our goals all the time. These are the 3 main takeaways I got from this book. Number 1, be consistent, be persistent. Being consistent looks like repeating habits again and again and working towards becoming a master at whatever it is that you are working towards. Being persistent looks like continuing even when it's tough, getting up and doing the things you need to do to work towards your goals. Number 2, be proactive, not reactive. This looks like having a long-term vision, working out what the goals are that you want to achieve and doing things every day to work towards those goals rather than just dealing with the things that are immediately in front of you. This requires a lot of discipline, but I actually think this is one of the most important points in the book, and it's about taking control of your life and what you're actually spending each day doing. Number 3 is focus requires resilience, and remembering that failures don't exist, we just have feedback, and picking ourselves up and dusting ourselves off and carrying on even when things aren't going exactly as we had hoped. It's the idea of letting go of perfectionism and the idea that everything has to be just so in order for us to succeed. Quite often we hold ourselves back with perfectionist thoughts before we've even tried to do something. This was a huge one for me because I can definitely relate to that. I really enjoyed this book, and the reason I enjoyed it so much and why I wanted it to be my first book review on here is because it's not just giving you the theory and telling you, why you procrastinate and those kind of things. It's actually giving you an actionable plan. I really feel after reading it that I've got so many more tools in my tool belt to stop me procrastinating, to try and stop being a perfectionist. And I think that if you guys procrastinate or you find that you are a perfectionist, you're going to love this book. Go into the description box now, download it onto your Kindle right this minute. It's only a few quid. You're going to love it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below which book I should read next, and we can chat about it in my next video. I'll catch you next time. Bye. Today's shout out goes to Nina. You said that I explained things so well. Well, thank you, Nina. That is very much appreciated.